the Saranac Super Chief Express winning streak at 24 games, and I might add the longest winning streak of any team in New York State. We'll be back with a look at both of the clubs in just 30 seconds. 52, Northern Adirondack 72 to 36. MAI and a squeaker 62 to 61. Bigmantown 55-54 in overtime, and Ticonderoga 63 to 52. 6 losses have been to PHS, 63 to 54. They've lost twice to Mariah, 65-54 and 58 to 53. In their only game against Saranac in Peru, the Chiefs clobbered them 97 to 48. They lost to St. John 67 to 60, and their last time out got beat by Northeastern Clinton 49 to 34. Indians have averaged 56.4 points a ball game. They have allowed 59.4 per contest. The Indians' big scorer has been 6'6" Don James, who is the CBL's 4th leading scorer at a 16.4 clip. Up front with James, who is going to need all the help he can probably get against these big Chiefs, will probably be Wendell Bazile and Sylvester Turner, who is back off a leg injury. Also probably sure to see some action up front, Tim Botraw. In the backcourt, let's look for Wayne Benson and Clyde Brooks to also see some action, and I'm sure Kevin Defiant will get in there too. I think from the Indians, there's some things we might look for. Their last time out against Northeastern, they used stalling tactics, and that is they froze the ball a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes without shooting. In fact, the end of the first quarter of the Northeastern game, it was only 4-4. And actually, that is an effective type of thing that you can do against a team like Saranac that runs so well. So we might look for Peru to come out and just sit on that basketball and not shoot until they absolutely have the best shot they can. They're going to have to hit the boards. James is going to need help from Bazile and I forgot Turner. There we go, Turner. And Benson and Brooks are going to have to come back and help out as well. They're going to, I think, if they decide not to go into any kind of stalling game, they're going to have to establish some outside shooting and work for that good shot. They cannot battle the Saranac Chiefs underneath man for man, and they certainly can't afford to get into a running race with Saranac because nobody runs like the Chiefs do. When Saranac runs, it's like a clinic. It's the thing to watch, is they just do it so well. So for Peru, I would not be the least bit surprised if they came out and just sat on the basketball, froze it, maybe 2-3 minutes before they shot. They tried it against Northeastern. They did not win. But against a team that can run like Saranac, it is not a bad bit of strategy. If the Indians could give the 100% effort from everybody, 100% probably plus from anybody, it's going to be about their only hope. Otherwise, they will probably get really clobbered good. We'll take a look at the Saranac Chiefs in just 30 seconds.
In your busy life, isn't it nice to know that one bank in Plattsburgh offers you 10.5 hours of banking each and every weekday and 4 hours every Saturday? That bank is the Keysville National Bank at Route 3 in the Military Turnpike. And we're open at 7:30 a.m. with the drive-in window open until 6. Saturday from 7:30 until 11:30. Now that's what we call banker's hours. Hours that let you be an independent banker. The Keysville National Bank, your independent bank with offices in Keysville, Plattsburgh, Peru, and Chazy.
Okay, the Saranac Chiefs, coached by Morristown, they are atop the CBL Southern Division with 11-0 mark in the latest New York State Sports Writers Association small school poll, which came out today. The Chiefs have advanced 1 notch. They are now 6th in the state. They have a 24-game winning streak that is now the longest in the state. St. Anthony's had the longest, and they got beat in overtime last week. So the Chiefs now have the longest winning streak in the state of New York at 24 games. All of the Saranac victories have been rather one-sided. They took Northern Adirondack 89-23, Ticonderoga 57-25, Bigmantown 78-49, Sable Valley 90-47, Northeastern 93-51. They beat Peru, as we said, 97-48. Plattsburgh 52-36, probably their closest game, and that's really not that close. St. John's 96-34, Mariah 72-42, Sable Valley again 78-43 in their last time out. They took care of MAI 89-63. They are the top offensive team in the league, averaging 81.4 a ball game. They are also the best defensive team in the league, have allowed only 41.8 a ball game. Chiefs have the league's top 3 scorers. Mike Ryan is number 1 at 22.4. Tom Ryan is number 2 at 17.2. And Butch Butchinaw has advanced to the 3rd spot at 16.7. Of course, both Mike Ryan and Butchinaw have over 1,000 total points for their high school basketball careers. Mike Ryan doing it in their last game against MAI. The backcourt also capable of scoring when the need to be, and that's made up of Jay Hamill and Keith Riel, although Mike Ryan will bring the ball up the floor most of the time. So many adjectives, adverbs, superlatives, anything to describe Saranac. Many people who have followed basketball around the North Country for a lot longer than I have, so this is probably the best team ever to come out of the North Country. And I guess it's kind of hard to argue that, at least the way they have been going. So that's a look at both of the clubs. Looking at the starting lineups tonight. For the Peru Indians, no surprises. The backcourt, Wade Benson and Clyde Brooks, they're going to need a good game out of both of them from the backcourt. Up front, Don James, the CBL's 4th leading scorer. He is going to be a big night. He's going to need one. Wendell Bazile and Sylvester Turner, who is not all that tall, but can really jump and will add to the rebounding strength of Peru. Other players short of the action, Kevin Defiant and Tim Botraw for the Peru Indians. For Saranac, well, who else would start, right? Up front, Butchinaw, Mike Ryan, and Tom Ryan. The backcourt, Keith Riel and Jay Hamill. If anybody should get into foul trouble, the first man in is usually Mark Everlett for Saranac. So there's a look at both of the clubs. The officials for tonight, Bernie Stewart and Rod LaValle. In the JV game, would you believe Saranac JVs, who are undefeated, scored only 4 points in the 4th quarter and still wound up slaughtering Peru 68-37. We got here, it was middle of the 2nd quarter, and I think it was a close ball game at the time. It was something like 24-18 or something like that in the 2nd quarter. But the Saranac JVs were just devastating in that second half, particularly, obviously, in the 3rd quarter, because in the 4th quarter, Saranac managed only 4 points, but still walked away with a 31-point win. Saranac 38, Peru 37, so the Saranac JVs remain undefeated. That could be a sign of things to come in the future. Both teams are regrouping around their coaches for final instructions. We'll have high school basketball from Saranac with the Peru Indians and the Saranac Chiefs in just 60 seconds. With the playing of the national anthem, we are just about set for high school basketball here from Saranac. Rod LaValle and Bernie Stewart, the officials. Starters in the backcourt, Wayne Benson and Clyde Brooks. For Peru up front, Don James will be the center. Wendell Bazile and Sylvester Turner, the other forwards. For Saranac, Butchinaw jump center. Mike Ryan, Tom Ryan also forwards. Keith Riel and Jay Hamill in the backcourt, although Mike Ryan will help bring the ball up most of the time with Hamill. If Peru wishes to get into a running race, they will be in trouble. I would not be surprised to see Peru try to sit on the basketball. Don James against Butchinaw for the tap. James, the taller of the two, at 6'6". He gets the tap over to Wayne Benson. Peru in their blue and red uniforms moving left to right. Benson walks it into forecourt. Zone defense by the Chiefs. Over to Brooks. And they're spreading it out now. They're trying to spread it out. On the right to Bazile, to Benson. I think they may just do what I said they were going to do, just sit on it. Benson and Turner, toss and catch. They want Saranac out of the zone. Turner and Benson. So this is the type of ball game it is to be. It's not the most exciting type of ball to watch, but it's actually a good tactic by Peru because they cannot afford to try to run with them. All right, the Chiefs abandon that zone defense, go man-to-man. They trap Bazile in the corner. Ball is deflected out of bounds, off of Benson and back to Saranac. So the Chiefs were not going to fool around with them. They got right out of that man, out of their zone and went man-to-man. Mike Ryan to forecourt, down the left side, Coffin corner left. Low post for Butchinaw. Butch turns around. Outside, Tom Ryan facing the basket. Jumper. Tom is in. Tom Ryan hits, and Saranac leads 2-0. All right, Clyde Brooks brings the ball up the floor. Bothered by Hamill. Hamill knocks it away out of bounds, and the ball goes back to Peru. Saranac have now gone man-to-man. Hamill picks up Benson. Passes over to Brooks. Brooks double team. Gets himself in trouble, but gets the ball over to Turner. Turner dribbles left to the key. Back to Brooks. Way outside. Brooks double team. Back to Turner. Coming down the left. Starts at the top of the circle on the right to Benson. Benson looks at Bill Finney and dribbles out of the pack. Tries to feed underneath to James. It's stolen away by Tom Ryan. Tom will bring it up himself to forecourt. Hands the ball to Hamill. Hamill moves to his right. Man-to-man defense by the Indians. Underneath for Mike Ryan. Short layup is in. Good pass. Hamill to Mike Ryan. It's 4-0 Saranac with 6:32 remaining in the first quarter. Benson and Clyde Brooks to bring it up the floor. Benson backing his way up on Hamill. Goes top of the circle. On the left for Turner. Turner back out to Brooks, top of the key. Brooks holding. Looks for some help. Gets it out deep to Bazile. Bazile holding the basketball. Looping pass on the left for Brooks. Brooks double teamed by Butchina and Hamill. Looking for help. He gets tied up for a jump ball. Brooks got himself tied up. Peru right here are going to call a timeout. With 6:07 remaining in the first quarter, score Saranac 4, Peru nothing. More basketball in 30 seconds. Saranac leading, as Peru did exactly what we thought they would do, and that was come out and sit on the basketball. First thing they wanted to accomplish was get Saranac out of that zone defense, and they did. The Chiefs were not going to sit in there very long. They abandoned it quickly, went into a man-to-man defense, and I'm not even sure Peru has got a shot yet, as they have lost the ball a couple of times out of bounds. They have not. Peru has not had one shot at the basket yet, and we're about a minute and 53 into the first quarter. Both teams now going man-to-man. All right, Chiefs come back on the floor. Mike Ryan, Tom Ryan, Butch Butchina, Keith Riel, and Jay Hamill. Indians are still in their huddle. Out they come. Brooks and Benson in the backcourt. James, Bazile, and Turner up front. We'll have a jump ball, center court. Little Clyde Brooks will jump it up against Butchina. Butch, the much taller of the two here. This is a mismatch. Bernie Stewart throws it up. Butchina taps it back to Mike Ryan. Mike brings it over to the right side. Comes down the right. Stops, dribbles between the legs. Feeds underneath for Butchina. Turnaround jumper. Butchina is good. The basket counts, and he is fouled by Bazile. Basket counts. The foul is on Bazile. It's 6-0 Saranac. And Butch will go to the line looking for a three-point play. Just a little over a week ago, scored his 1,000th career point in high school basketball. He hit it. He shoots. He missed it. 6-0 Saranac. Rebound to Bazile with 5:58 left first quarter. Brooks comes down the left side. Brooks out to Benson. Benson dribbles to the right. To Bazile. Back outside to Brooks. Brooks directs traffic. Gets it to Turner. To Brooks. On the right to Bazile. Bazile outside to Turner. Turner. Back to Bazile. Outside to Benson. They still are going to work with a very good shot. Bazile outside to Brooks, to Turner. Turner to Brooks. On the right to Bazile. The Chiefs have gone back into their zone defense, and Peru doesn't want them in there. Saranac back in their zone. All right, Benson back to Bazile. He drops it. It rolls out of bounds. So they have gone now 3 minutes and 40 seconds and not had one shot at the basket yet. Long down the floor to Riel. Baseline left. Short jumper. Banks it in. Keith Riel. 8-0 Saranac. And now you have to begin to wonder how long will Peru stay with this strategy as they go down 8-0. Benson over the timeline, looks at the clock. To Bazile on the right, outside deep to Turner, to Brooks, to Bazile on the right. Directing traffic, looping cross-court pass to Benson. In the corner to Brooks. Doesn't shoot, although he has the shot. High post for James, stolen away by Mike Ryan. Mike on the right to Hamill. Hamill to Riel. Riel lays it up, missed it. Rebound, Mike Ryan puts it up, blocked by James, but there is a foul from behind on Sylvester Turner. Good clean block by James, but Turner caught Mike Ryan from behind for the foul. 4:44 remaining in the first quarter. 8-0. Saranac leading. Mike Ryan goes to the line. And Mike went over 1,000 points in his career the last time out against MAI. What do you think? I have two players on the same team, both over 1,000 points in their high school career. Mike makes the first one. It's 9-0 Chiefs. One more coming for Mike. All right. Bernie Stewart hands him the basketball. Mike dips, fires, cans it. 10-0. James will put it in play to Clyde Brooks. The Indians moving left to right. To Benson, dribbles behind the back, stolen away by Hamill. And then Benson, out of frustration, tried to reach back and steal it, caught Hamill on the arm for the foul. All right, first substitution. Randy Brown is coming in for Peru. And Bazile sits down. Randy Brown is in. Bazile is down. All right, Mike Ryan dribbles behind the back. Goes to a stolen by Benson. 2-on-1. Nick, that's 3-on-1. Benson behind the back for Turner. Short layup. Blocked by Tom Ryan, but I think we'll get a goaltending call. Get the basket to Turner. Goaltending on Tom Ryan. Sylvester Turner gets credit for the basket. And that's the first shot they've taken, and they make it. 10-2. Full court press now by the Indians. Mike Ryan holds in backcourt. Over to Hamill. Dribbles behind the back. Coming through the middle. Stop. Stripped to the basketball. Rolls in the corner. Hamill goes after. Picks it up. Coffin corner right. Feeds underneath for Butcher. Lays it in. Good pass. Hamill to Butch. Butch later home. 12-2. Saranac by 10. 4:10 remaining first quarter. All right. Defiant is also in there now. Defiant. To Benson. In the corner to Turner. Turner. Being double-teamed, and we got a whistle and a foul coming up on Butchinoff. Butch moved in too closely as they tried to double-team Turner in the corner, and Butchinoff picks up the foul. First on Butch. Through basketball, out of bounds on the far sidelines. Mike Ryan asked something of Bernie Stewart. Now we're all set. Defiant will put it in play. He needs help. Long cross-court pass to Randy Brown. Randy holding on the outside to Benson. Benson on the right to Brown. Baseline right. Jumper blocked by Riel. Good defensive play. Ball goes out of bounds back to the Indians. Good defensive play by Riel. Randy Brown to put it in play. Fakes it inside. Now holds on in the corner. It goes to Benson. Benson coming through the middle. On the left to Turner. Turner fakes the shot. Now he looks for some help. Outside it goes deep to Defiant. Defiant comes down the left. Hamill comes in after him. Blocked away and stolen by Hamill. 2-on-2. Hamill loses control. It might have hit his foot. It rolls out of bounds and back to Peru. 3:33 remaining first quarter. Chiefs up by 10, 12-2. This is Kevin Defiant. Defiant on the left to Turner. Outside to Benson. Benson comes around to the right. Saranac in their zone to Defiant. Defiant wants Turner to move. He gives it to Turner. Back to Defiant. Coffin corner right to Brown. Brown holding. Mike Ryan leaning on top of him. Into James. Turnaround jumper James. Missed it. Rebound. Pulled down by Butchinoff. Butch down the floor deep for Tom Ryan. Coffin corner right. James picks him up. Inside Mike Ryan. Turnaround jumper around and in. Mike Ryan. 14-2. Saranac by 12. 2:55 left in the first quarter. This is Defiant. From back to front. To Turner. Turner coming through the middle. Jumper. Turner blocked by Tom Ryan. Rebound. Turner pulls it down, but it's stolen away by Butcher on a whistle. The foul coming up on Sylvester Turner of Peru. Foul on Sylvester Turner of Peru. Turner's second foul. 14-2. Saranac. This is Mike Ryan. Gets a pick from Riel. Goes to the left. In forecourt. Now comes around top of the key. Puts on the break. To Hamill. Hamill. Stop. 10-footer. Hamill. No good. Rebound. In the corner to Randy Brown of Peru. Randy bounce pass to Defiant. Here comes Kevin on the hustle. Now they slow it up as they reach forecourt. Pass for Benson. Benson top of the circle. Dribbles to the right. Hands to Brown in the corner. Brown high post for Turner. Knocked away, but it goes to Defiant. Defiant. Hamill. Guarding him. Defiant on the right to Benson. Baseline drives. Lays it up. Missed it. Rebound. Dodd James. Short jumper is in. Dodd James makes it 14-4. Saranac by 10 with 2:05 remaining first quarter. Mike Ryan on the left. Turner picks him up. Ryan stops baseline left. Can't shoot. Looping pass for Butch. Butch tries to back his way in. Whistle and a foul on Randy Brown of Peru. He fouled Butchinoff trying to move to the basket. 1-1 is now in effect, so Butch will go to the line. 1:57 remaining in the first quarter. 14-4. Saranac by 10. Butch to the line for Saranac. He is 0 for 1 from there. But he makes this one, so he's 1 out of 2 now. It's 15-4. Gets the bonus here as he makes the first end of a 1-1. 11-point lead for the Chiefs. Butch's second one in the air, in the hoop. It's 16-4 buzzer, and we got Bazile coming back in. Bazile is in, and right now nobody is out. They're playing with 6 players. Benson quickly runs off the court. Bernie Stewart is counting him, but Benson is snuck off. He headed to Turner. They had 6 men in there for a minute. Defiant on the right to Bazile. Bazile out to Defiant. Defiant top of the circle. On the right to Bazile. Bazile jumper swish. 16-6, they cut it to 10. Hamill and Mike Ryan up the floor. Mike behind the back to Riel on the left. Pass it for Butchinoff. Butch loses it off his hands out of bounds, but it was knocked out by Peru. It looked like off Bazile, and the ball goes back to the Chiefs. 1:31 remaining in the quarter. 16-6, Saranac by 10. Hamill will put it in play underneath the Saranac basket. Inside of Riel. Riel lays it up, missed it. Rebound. Tom Ryan puts it up, and he's fouled from behind by Don James. Fouled from behind by Don James. James' first foul. Tom Ryan in the active shooting now. Will go to the line. Looking for two. Tom, the second leading scorer in the CVL, at a 17.6 clip. He has no points thus far tonight. Tom's first one in the air is good. 17-6. It's an 11-point lead again for Saranac. One more coming. Big Tom eyes the rim, fires, got it. 18-6. Into Brown, back to Defiant. Defiant will bring it up the floor for the blue and red. Defiant on the left to Turner. Turner back outside to Brown. On the right to Bazile. Bazile dribbles, stops, outside to Brown. Top of the circle, the left to Turner. To Defiant. To Bazile on the right. Bazile holding, outside to Defiant. Zone defense again by the Chiefs. Defiant high post to James. Almost loses it. Gets it out to Turner. On the left to Brown. Brown trying to dribble away from Butchinoff in the corner for Defiant. Baseline left. Passes it out front, away from Turner, and out of bounds, and back to Saranac. Little Defiant just got swallowed up under there with the big boys. Both Ryans and Butchinoff. Full court press. Inbound, it comes to Riel. Tom Ryan, Tom down the left. Drives, and he traveled with a basketball. 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 18-6, Saranac. Defiant needs help, gets it into Brown. Riel bothering him in backcourt. Now Brown comes down the left side. Stolen away by Butchinoff. Butch working on Little Defiant. Drives, lays it up, good. Butchinoff, 20-6. Saranac by 14. 39 seconds left in the quarter. Defiant hustles the forecourt. Knocked away, stolen by Hamill. Outlet pass for Butchinoff. 3-on-1 behind the back pass. Over Mike Ryan, 10 out of bounds, and Butchinoff then bowled over Brown. Foul on Butchinoff, Saranac. Butch is second in the ball game. 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 20-6. Saranac by 14. Randy Brown brings it back for the Indians on the right to Bazile. Bazile out to Defiant. Defiant to Turner. Turner fakes the pass to left. Back to Defiant. On the right to Bazile in the corner. Bazile jump pass for Turner. Turner drives through the middle but traveled with a basketball. In such a hurry to get by the big man that he shuffled the feet. 17 seconds remain in the quarter. Hamill to Mike Ryan. They'll hold it for one, most likely. Mike Ryan comes down the left side. Scott to Hamill. Hamill, turnaround jumper. Hamill banks it up too hard. Rebound, James loses to Mike Ryan. 7 seconds. Turnaround jumper, Mike Ryan. Which he just turned around and let it fly with radar. 22-6. That's the end of the first quarter. Score Saranac 22, Peru 6. More basketball in 60 seconds. Okay, we're back here ready for the second quarter. Saranac leading in the ball game, 22-6. Botra is coming in for the Indians. It's Botra, James, and Bazile up front. Brooks and Benson in the backcourt. Botra making his first appearance in the ball game. And the same five for Saranac. Don James discussing something with Rod LaValle. Butchinoff against James for the tap. Saranac lead by 16 as we get ready for the second quarter. All right. LaValle will toss it up. And the second quarter is underway. Cap goes to Mike Ryan. Mike, Saranac moving right to left. Working on Botra. Mike Ryan goes to the right. Hook pass underneath, batted away, stolen by Botra. Botra tied up by Butchinoff for a jump ball. Butchinoff and Botra will jump it up at the Saranac foul line. Butch, the taller of the two here. Let's see if he tries to tap it back probably to Mike Ryan, who is chasing just to the left of the circle, but out deep. Now he taps it into Tom Ryan. Tom turns around, short jumper. Tom Ryan banks it up, missed it. Rebound Bazile. Bazile knocked away by Riel, and we're going to get a foul here on Keith Riel of Saranac as he reached in and fouled Bazile. Foul on Riel, his first. Just into the second quarter, 22-6, Saranac leads. Benson and Brooks to bring it up the floor. Benson looks to Bill Finney for some instruction. On the right to Bazile. Bazile, coffin corner right, lets it fly. Bang! 22-8. Bazile's canned a couple from that corner. Hamill inbounds to Mike Ryan. Mike hustles it up the floor, over the timeline, coming through the middle, on the left for Butcher, knocked away by Botra, out of bounds, and it goes back to Saranac. 22-8. Hamill will put it in play underneath the Saranac basket. Into Butcher all alone, lays it up and got it. Nobody anywhere near him. He just laid it home. Somebody missing the time and fair. 24-8 Saranac. Benson dribbling out of traffic. Bothered by Hamill. Benson now. Down the right side, knocked away by Mike Ryan. Now we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul on Mike Ryan and Saranac. He was battling with Bazile for the basketball, and he fouled Bazile. Foul on Mike Ryan. And the first foul on Ryan. Bazile adjusting his glasses. They were knocked off. Now Peru puts the ball in play. Brooks to Bazile in the corner. Outside deep to Vautrin, to Brooks. On the right to Benson. Benson takes the shot, bounce pass out to Brooks, back to Bazile on the right. Out deep to Vautrin, to Benson. Zone defense here with a man-to-man on James. All right, Bazile outside to Benson. Benson turns around, looks at the bench for instructions. On the right to Bazile. Bazile out deep to Brooks. On the left to Vautrin. Vautrin to Brooks. Brooks on the right to Bazile. They're going back into that semi-freeze here. Vautrin, corner, Bazile. He's been deadly. Jumper, Bazile missed this one. Rebound, Tom Ryan taps it over to Butchinoff. Butch long down the floor over Mike Ryan's head, out of bounds. And they turn it right back to Peru. Butch outlet pass is way over the head of Mike Ryan. They throw it away. 24-8. Saranac by 16 with 6:30 remaining in the first half. All right, Benson for the Indians. To Bazile. Bazile holding out deep on the right. Back to Brooks. Top of the circle to Vautrin on the left to Benson. Benson can't get inside. Comes top of the key. On the right to Bazile. Corner to Vautrin. Vautrin holds out to Bazile to Benson. Benson moves Bazile to the other side. Jumper. Benson, 20-footer. No good. Rebound. Rolls out of bounds off of Butchinoff. Back to Peru. So the Indians still trying to work with a good shot, but they're really not taking them. They're still taking 18 20-footers. They've not got the ball inside at all. As Tom Ryan has really been leaning on James in there, and they can't get it into him. James has been their leading scorer. All right, Benson. To Bazile. Bazile back to Benson. Top of the circle. Now, whistle. I said Tom Ryan had been leaning on James. They caught him leaning a little too close that time. Foul on Tom Ryan. As Don James has been hampered from getting in. Now Don James looking at his hand. I don't know if he cut it or something. He's showing it to the official. And Bernie Stewart is talking to James. I don't know if James, well, he's looking at his hand, but now he looks holding his mouth. I don't know if perhaps he got hit in the mouth. But an official's timeout, I believe, here for Don James, who has been injured on the play. Got apparently hit in the mouth as Bill Finney is looking at his lip, his lower lip. May have caught an errant rebound, errant elbow there, and might have cut it a little bit. 5:57 remaining in the first half. Saranac pretty much in command right now, 24-8. They led at the quarter, 22-6. All right, time is back in. James is all right. He'll stay in there to shoot the foul shots. I believe this is the first time anybody from Peru has gone to the line. It is. And James will go there. Now, James is the fourth leading scorer in the CBL this year at 16.4. All right, it's Vautrin, Bazile, James, Benson, and Brooks for Peru. Riel, Hamill, Mike, Tom, Ryan, and Butchinoff for the Chiefs. The 1-and-1 in effect now as James goes to the line. All right, big Don James, 6'6". Hit it, he shoots, he's got it. 24-9, substitution. Turner is coming back in, and it looks like Vautrin will sit down. Turner for Vautrin. All right, James earns the bonus as he made the first one. Second one by James is also good, making it 24-10. Inbound to Mike Ryan. Mike up the floor on the right. Dribbles behind the back. Jumper, Mike Ryan. Off the back of the rim. Rebound. Little Brooks comes away from it. Brooks blows it up now. Starts it up the floor. Over to Turner on the left. Turner holding. Stops. Top of the circle. Jumper. Turner off the back of the rim. Rebound. Mike Ryan. Outlet pass to Butchinoff. Butch hustles. It's 3-on-1. On the left to Riel. Stops. Jumper. Riel in. Started to come back up. Teetered on the top of the rim and fell through. 26-10. Saranac by 16. 5:25 left in the half. High school basketball in WEAV in Plattsburgh, New York. This is Bazile. Jumper. Bazile rounded out. Rebound. Don James taps it to Turner. Turner's jumper no good. Rebound. Taken down by Riel. Bounce pass on the right, goes right behind Butchino and out of bounds. Butch just couldn't reach it. And the ball goes back to the Indians. Brooks will put it in play on the far sideline. Gets it to Turner. Turner outside to Benson. Benson behind the back. Shot. Benson, 18-footer. Swish. 26-12 with 5 minutes straight up left in the first half. This is Hamill, bothered by Brooks. On the left to Mike Ryan. Mike, top his corner left. Trying to back his way in on Turner. Knocked away by Turner. Goes out of bounds, and the ball stays with Saranac. Mike Ryan to put it in play. All right, Mike looking. Gets it outside to Butchino. Butch holding. Kind of hemmed it on the sideline. Looks for some room to maneuver. Starts the dribble and hands it back to Mike Ryan. Mike backing in on the left side. Stops. Outside deep Hamill. Hamill coming through the middle. Running one-hander by Hamill. No good. Rebound. Mike Ryan. Turnaround jumper. Bang. 28-12. Saranac by 16. Into Don James. To Brooks. Brooks will bring it up the floor for the Indians. Peru moving left to right. To Benson. Benson, top of the circle. Stops. Jumper. Benson rounded out. Rebound. Butch high in the air. Out of the pack comes Butchino. Butch dribbles behind the back. Gets it to Mike Ryan on the left. Mike drives. Jumper. Rounded out. Rebound. Butchino. Lays it up. No good. Partially blocked by James. Comes out to Benson. Benson. Out of the pack. Up through the middle. Top of the circle. Behind the back pass on the left to Brooks. Brooks. Jumper. Swish. 20. Over the timeline. Right to Bazile. Back to Benson. Outside. Benson fakes the shot. On the right to Bazile. Back to Benson. Benson to Turner. Turner on the left for Brooks. Bounce pass outside. Benson top of the key. Lets it fly. Bang! They need that outside shooting. 30-18. They cut the lead to 12 again. It's been as much as 16. Hamill down the left side, gets away from Brooks, and James puts it inside for Butchino, who lays it in. That is foul on the play. Basket is good, and the foul is on Sylvester Turner of Peru. Give the basket to Butchino on Turner's third foul. 3 on Turner, 32-18. Butch goes to the line looking for the three-point play. And misses it. Rebound, tapped up by Tom Ryan, no good. Tom again with the rebound, knocked out of his hands, out of bounds by Brooks. Saranac will have it underneath their own basket. 2:10 left in the half. All right, Riel to Tom Ryan. Tom backs his way in, knocked away, and a whistle and a foul coming up here on Benson. Benson knocked it away with him, but knocked it away from Tom Ryan, but caught Tom on the arm, and now Tom will go to the line for the Chiefs. He is 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 32-18. Saranac in control here by 14 with 2:07 left in the half. 2 coming for Tom Ryan. Hit it. He shoots. Make it 5 out of 5. All right, Defiant comes back in. And Brooks comes out. Botros coming in, and I would assume Turner. No, Zio comes out. I guess you can't assume anything. 33-18, one more for Tom Ryan, who's 5 for 5 from the line tonight in this first half. Very deliberate, and he misses this one. So the streak ends. Butchino with a rebound, banks it up, missed it, rebound. Mike Ryan comes out with it. Dribbles outside the left, 20-footer. Mike Ryan rounded out. Rebound, Tom Ryan in the corner. Ball rolling around, gets to Mike Ryan. Mike trying to move inside. Stops. He needs help. Hold outside to Hamill. Hamill coming through the middle, running one-hander. There's the whistle. And the foul is called on Defiant of Peru. Foul on Defiant as he caught Hamill cutting through the circle. 1:47 left in the half, 33-18, and now Hamill goes to the free throw line for the Chiefs. Hamill makes it, so he earns the bonus, 34-18. Or is it 35-18? They put up 2 points for that one. It's 34. They're assuming, apparently, that he will make the next one. He does. They've got 36-18. I think it's really 35. We'll have to check it. When he made the first free throw, they put up 2 points. All right. Benson outside to Defiant. Defiant on the left for Turner. Knocked away by Hamill, but Turner gets it. Top of the circle. On the right to Defiant. Defiant to Botra. Outside to Turner. Turner stops. To Botra on the right. To Benson. Benson. 1:23 left of the half. To Defiant, to Benson, to Botra on the right again. Outside, knocked away by Hamill, out of bounds. Peru controls the basketball. Defiant will put it in play from the near sidelines. Cross-court pass deflected, but it goes to Turner. Turner stops. Jumper. Turner around and in. All right, now they fixed the scoreboard. It's 35-20. Mike Ryan bringing it back with 1:05 left in the half. Coming through the middle. Stop. Short jumper. Mike Ryan. Bang. 37-20. 1 minute straight up left in the half. Benson to Defiant. Defiant in backcourt to Benson. Benson up the floor, over the timeline. Double team. Feeds on the left for Turner. Good pass. Turner swallowed up. Blocked by Tom Ryan. To Buchinoff. Long down the floor for Hamill. Hamill saves to Tom Ryan, who lays it in. Woo! What a play by Hamill to save the ball from going out of bounds. Gave it right to Tom Ryan, who was alone for the layup. Beauty. 39-20. Defiant back on the right to Botra. Botra holds. Outside deep for Benson. Benson holding the basketball now to Turner. Turner, short jumper, scattered. 39-22 with 17 seconds left in the half. Hamill to Buchinoff, top of the circle. Butch back to Hamill. They'll hold it for 10 seconds. The Tom Ryan off Tom hands. Turner steals. To Benson, they got to hurry. 5 seconds. Benson checks the clock. He's over the timeline. 2-1, 35-footer hits the backboard. That's the buzzer. We're at the end of the first half. The score, Saranac 39, Peru 22. We'll have halftime chatter in 60 seconds.
Ever think about how much money you're paying for heating during the winter? And slight cracks in windows and doors cost you even more money. Well, now's the time to have those glass repairs made. And Adams Glass Company on the corner of Margaret and Elm Streets in Plattsburgh will do the work. So check the windows and storm doors. If glass repairs are needed, call Adams Glass Company at 561-7310. Years of experience assure you of the best job at the best price. By Adams Glass Company of Plattsburgh.
Tedford Store in Saranac is more than just a grocery store. It's also a friendly service station offering the best service for your car. When you go shopping, stop at Tedford's, the one-stop grocery and service station. At Tedford's, you'll find quality meats, famous brand canned goods, fresh produce, and the finest baked goods. There's no need to run all over town. Stop and shop Tedford's Store and Tedford's Mobile Garage in Saranac. Shopping at Tedford's will do wonders for your budget.
Okay, back here at Pickett's Quarters, we are at halftime, and Saranac in pretty good control of the ball game right now as the Chiefs lead 39-22. The end of the first quarter, Saranac had a healthy 22-6 lead. Peru went some 4 or 5 minutes, I think, before they even got a shot in the ball game. They did come out and play the deliberate type of basketball that I somewhat expected they would. But Saranac abandoned that zone rather rapidly, went man-to-man, and just kind of blew Peru out of there. Took a quick 12-2 lead, and then lengthened that to 22-6 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Saranac rang up 17 points, while Peru managed to get 16. So Peru played them a little more even in the second quarter, but still that first quarter right now has been devastating for Saranac, because that's the difference in the ball game right now. We're at halftime with Saranac leading 39-22. We'll run down the scoring in the ball game in 30 seconds.
One of the best ways to fight the high cost of living is to become a comparative shopper. The Keithville National Bank invites you to become a comparative shopper where banking services are concerned. A service almost all of us use is a checking account. No running around to pay bills, and you always have a record in your canceled checks. Costs differ on this service from bank to bank, and if you want the very best service at the very lowest price, check with us. The Keithville National Bank, with offices in Keithville, Plattsburgh, Peru, and Chazy.
Okay, back here at Saranac, we are at halftime, and the Chiefs lead in the basketball game by 17 points, 39-22. Looking at the scoring in the ball game, first for the Indians, Wayne Benson, 3 field goals for 6 points. Don James, a field goal and 2 foul shots for 4 points. And, of course, James was the 4th leading scorer in the CDL coming into tonight's ball game, averaging 16.4. So Tom Ryan, who's pretty much been on top of James all night long, has done a good job defensively on him. Lazio, 2 baskets for 4. Brooks, 2 baskets for 2, 1 basket for 2 points. And Sylvester Turner, 3 baskets for 6. a total of 10 baskets and 2 foul shots. The Indians 2 out of 2 from the free throw line. Both of those by Don James. And 22 points for Peru. And they are led by Turner and Benson with 6. James with 4, Baziah with 4, and Clyde Brooks with 2. Kevin Defiant, Randy Brown, and Tim Botra, who all saw action in the first half as well. None of them scored. We'll take a look at the Saranac scoring in 30 seconds.
When you have insurance questions concerning coverage for hospital bills, fire and theft, accidents, families, collision, retirement, and more, contact the experts at Paul W. Calkins Insurance Agency in Peru. Paul Calkins will carefully review your needs, quote rates, and arrange a policy to fit all your insurance needs. For personal attention to all your insurance problems, call the folks who care at Paul W. Calkins Insurance Agency in Peru at 643-2354, or the Little Siberia branch office in Dannemora at 492-7196.
Okay, now let's take a look at the scoring for Saranac. Keith Riel has 2 baskets for 4 points. Jay Hamill 2 free throws for 2. Butch Butchinaw has 5 baskets, 2 foul shots for 12. Tom Ryan, 2 baskets and 5 foul shots for 9 points. Mike Ryan, 5 baskets, 2 foul shots for 12 points. So Butchinaw and Mike Ryan each have 12. Tom Ryan 9, Riel 4, and Hamill 2. So it's what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 baskets, 28, and 11 foul shots, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of, they have missed 3, 11 out of 14. A good foul shooting from Saranac. Mike Ryan, the best. He hit 5 in a row before missing. He's 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. And for Saranac, 9 out of 11. For Peru, 2 out of 2 from the foul line. The Indians are returning to the floor, warm up for the second half. We'll be back with more in 60 seconds. Drive, Saranac on their way, at least right now, aiming for their 25th straight win. They have the longest winning streak in the state now at 24. As St. Anthony's, who had the longest streak at 49, were beaten in overtime last week, and that makes the Chiefs the longest winning streak in the state. And right now they rate 6th in the latest New York State Sports Writers Association poll, which came out today. Looking at the foul situation for Peru, Benson has 2, James has 2, Baziah 1, Sylvester Turner has 3 fouls, so he'll have to be careful at the outset of the second half. Kevin Defiant has 1, and Randy Brown has 1. And for Saranac, Riel has 1, Butchinaw and Tom Ryan have 2, Mike Ryan has 1. So only Turner for Peru in any kind of foul trouble. Saranac leads at the half, 39-22. The Saranac JVs remain undefeated. In the JV game, they scored but 4 points in the third quarter. Didn't really make much difference. They walked away to a 68-37 win. The Chiefs have returned to the floor. Both teams are warming up. We're just a few minutes away from second half action. We'll have more basketball for you in 60 seconds. By Hamill, needs help, loops it over to Defiant. Defiant, top of the circle, on the left for Brooks. 1.5 left third quarter. Botra to Defiant, to Baziah. Baziah holds, back to Defiant, to Baziah. Toss and catch time. Defiant. Botra joins the act. To Baziah way out on the right. To Defiant on the right side, trying to penetrate. He knows better than trying to run up against Tom Ryan. To Baziah, jumper off the rim, rebound. Botra, short jumper, got it. Botra, 52-34, 105 remaining third quarter. Hamill, as the Chiefs try to break the press. Hamill gets a screen from Riel, uses it, comes right through the middle, feeds on the right to Butchinaw, lays it up, missed it, Butch again, no good, rebound. Out of the way, Tom Ryan puts it up, blocked by James. Tom Ryan recovers, top of the circle, knocked away by Baziah. To Brooks, Brooks to the basket, Riel blocks it, and draws the foul. Or did he? I think he called a foul. It looked like he did, but he might have said it went out of bounds. No foul apparently called. Okay, that would have been a heartbreaker if he'd have called a foul, because that was a clean block by Riel. Outstanding defensive play in the corner. And now, well, Riel's going to get it anyway. He gets it on the inbound pass as he fouls Defiant, but an outstanding defensive play by Riel. Came out of nowhere to block that breakaway by Brooks. But now Riel picks up the foul on the inbound pass. All right, Defiant will put it in play out deep. It's knocked away by Hamill, stolen by Butcherdorf. Butch brings it back for the Chiefs. Coming through the middle, stops. On the left side, Riel, turnaround jumper, Riel, switch. 54-34, we're coming up to half a minute left in the third quarter. 20-point lead for the Super Chiefs. Defiant. To Brooks. On the left. To Botrov. To Defiant. To Bazile, 20 seconds. High post to Botrov. Botrov, turnaround jumper. Got it. 54-36 with 14 seconds left in the quarter. Hamill, the Mike Ryan. Mike gets away from Botrov. It's a hurry. Comes down the right side. Behind the back dribble. Short layup. Missed it. Tom Ryan missed it. Puts it off. What's it in? Puts it off. Exits at the buzzer. We are at the end of three quarters. The score, Saranac 56, Peru 36. We'll have more basketball in 60 seconds.
Tedford Store in Saranac is more than just a grocery store. It's also a friendly service station offering the best service for your car. When you go shopping, stop at Tedford's, the one-stop grocery and service station. At Tedford's, you'll find quality meats, famous brand canned goods, fresh produce, and the finest baked goods. There's no need to run all over town. Stop and shop Tedford's Store and Tedford's Mobile Garage in Saranac. Shopping at Tedford's will do wonders for your budget.
In your busy life, isn't it nice to know that one bank in Plattsburgh offers you 10.5 hours of banking each and every weekday and 4 hours every Saturday? That bank is the Keysville National Bank at Route 3 in the Military Turnpike. And we're open at 7:30 a.m. with the drive-in window open until 6. Saturday from 7:30 until 11:30. Now that's what we call banker's hours. Hours that let you be an independent banker. The Keysville National Bank. Your independent bank with offices in Keysville, Plattsburgh, Peru, and Chazy.
Okay, back here at Saranac, we're ready for the fourth quarter. High school basketball at WEAB at Plattsburgh, New York. Friday night, we'll be up at Chazy. Big Mountain Valley League clash between the two top teams in the MBL. At Chazy and Westport. Eagles undefeated. Chazy victory tonight would guarantee them at least a tie for the Mountain Valley League honors. But Chazy and Westport from Chazy on Friday night. All right, same five in there for Saranac. They have gone all the way. We'll check and see who Peru brings out here. They are still in their huddle. Bill Finney handing out last-second instructions here. Bernie Stewart asked them to hurry it up. Blows the whistle. Now the Indians come out. It'll be James, Botra, and Bazile up front. No, wait a minute. At this rate, they've got 6 players out there. I think perhaps unless there are 6 players on the floor, now Bazile comes back and sits down. All right. So it's James, Turner, and Botra up front with Benson and Brooks. For Peru. James against Butcherdorf with a jump. Control to Peru. Turner gets it. Turner. To Benson, and now they bring it up the floor. Benson, top of the circle. On the right to Brooks to Turner. Turner back out deep to Benson. Benson to Botra. Botra holding. Benson. On the right to Turner. Turner looks outside. Nobody's there. Now he gets it out to Brooks. Brooks to Benson. Benson. Hands it to Botra outside to Brooks. Brooks holding. To Botra. To Turner. To Benson. Benson. Fake. Then hands it to Turner on the left. Turner bothered by Hamill. Back outside to Benson. Benson dribbles toward the right-hand corner. In the corner now. Outside for Brooks. To Turner. Knocked away by Riel. Riel can't save it. It goes out of bounds. So the Indians have had the ball here for 49 seconds and have not shot the ball as yet. Inside it comes to Brooks, back to Benson. Benson to Brooks. Brooks to Benson. Turner to Brooks. Would lull you to sleep at this rate. Botra out to Benson. Benson tries to penetrate, can't do it. Hamill on him. On the right to Brooks, back to Benson. Into Botra, turnaround jumper. Botra banks it in. 56-38, first shot of the quarter. It took them in 15 seconds to do it. Hamill will bring it back for the Chiefs. Hamill in four. Short gets away from Brooks, top of the circle. Feeds for Tom Ryan. Tom Ryan lays it up, missed it. Rebound, James. Tied up by Butcherdorf. James gets away from him, but he's looking for help. Gets it to Benson. Benson dribbles out of the pack. Benson for the Indians, up over the timeline. Moves top of the key. Stops on the brakes to the left of Botroff. Botroff fakes, goes baseline left. Shot. Botroff switch. Botroff's done a good job since coming in there for Peru. 56-40. Long down the floor to Butchadar. Solo. Butch lays it in. 58-40, so they got it right back. Peru had to work awfully hard for theirs, but Saranac just threw it the legs of the floor to get an easy bunny. All right, back comes Benson. Benson on the left to Brooks. 5:57 left in the ball game. To Benson, top of the key. Lets it fly. Benson off the back of the rim. Rebound, Riel. Riel looks long. Down the left side of Mike Ryan. Good catch by Ryan. Ryan goes to his left jumper. Mike Ryan, switch. 60-40. 20-point lead with 5:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. Brooks outside the Benson, on the right to Botraw. Botraw holding to Brooks. On the left to Turner. Turner pulls up, 15-footer. No good, won't go. Rebound, Butchino. Butch out of the pack. Saranac on the run. Butch coming through the middle. Running one-hander by Butchino, no good. Rebound, good. Butch gets it back up again, no good. And then it is blocked by Botraw, and we'll get a jump ball between Butchino and Botraw coming up at the Peru foul line. 5:17 remaining in the ball game. 20-point lead to Saranac. This is Mike Ryan. Mike having trouble with Benson. Mike gets it in the corner. Jumper, Mike Ryan bakes it in. Uses the glass. Fires it home. 62-40. 5:05 left in the fourth quarter. Full court press. Brooks into Benson. Benson trying to move on Riel. Backs his way up the floor. Knocked away by Hamill. Hamill steals it. Ball's rolling to the out-of-bounds. Back Hamill saves it. Well, he may not have. It might have rolled out of bounds. Even if he had saved it, he'd have been called for traveling. Good hustle by Hamill. Got such quick hands. All right, Bazile's coming in. Botraw will sit down. Defiant is in there for Brooks. Defiant gets it to Benson. Benson in backcourt. Riel picks him up there. Benson dribbles out of the pack. Top of the circle. On the left for Turner. Baseline. Turner puts it up. No good. Whistle with a foul on the play. Foul is called on Tom Ryan of Saranac. All right, Turner will go to the line for the Indians. 4:46 remaining in the ball game. 62-40, and Peru calls a timeout. With 4:46 remaining in the ball game, the score Saranac 62, Peru 40. More basketball in 60 seconds.
If you're a senior this year, you're probably doing some serious thinking about college. If so, consider the advantages of Clinton Community College. Tuition at CCC is only $290, and financial aid can make it even less. Many CC students work their way through college. At CCC, you can train for a specific occupation and begin your career in 2 years, or you can transfer as a junior at a 4-year college. Best of all, classes are small, and you can be an individual. So while you're thinking about college, think about Clinton Community College.
When you have insurance questions concerning coverage for hospital bills, fire and theft, accidents, families, collision, retirement, and more, contact the experts at Paul W. Calkins Insurance Agency in Peru. Paul Calkins will carefully review your needs, quote rates, and arrange a policy to fit all your insurance needs. For personal attention to all your insurance problems, call the folks who care at Paul W. Calkins Insurance Agency in Peru at 643-2354, or the Little Siberia branch office in Dannemora at 492-7196.
All righty, 4:46 remaining in the ball game. Saranac leading 62-40. And it's Riel, Hamill, Mike Ryan, Tom Ryan, and Butchino. For Saranac, it's James, Bazile, Turner, Defiant, and Benson for Peru. Sylvester Turner waits at the free throw line here for the Indians. He'll get 2 shots, fouled on the active shooting. Turner's first one is good. 62-41, 21-point lead. Chiefs on their way to their 25th straight win and keep that winning streak, the longest in the state, intact and guarantee themselves at least a tie of the Southern Division crown. Turner's second one also good, 62-42. Mike Ryan to Hamill. Back to Mike Ryan. Mike dribbles behind the back. Gets away from Bazile. Mike holds way outside now. Hands the ball to Hamill. Hamill holding on the right to Mike Ryan. Moves on Bazile. Running one-hander. Partially blocked by James. Goes to Butchino, who lays it in. Puts it on the right spot that time. Blocked it right into his hand. 64-42. Benson coming through the middle. Loses control. Picks it up on the far side. Out to Defiant. Defiant stops. to Benson. Benson to James. Drops it. Stolen away by Mike Ryan. Mike outside for Hamill. Hamill drives to the basket. Missed it. Foul on Defiant. Defiant knew he fouled him and then kind of held his hands back. I didn't touch it, but they caught him. First substitution for Saranac will be Mark Eveleth coming in for Keith Riel. Mark Eveleth is in. Keith Riel comes out, gets a good hand, and he played a good game for the Chiefs tonight. Jay Hamill going to the line for Saranac for 2, 4:11 left in the fourth quarter. Hamill's first run is in. Next substitution, Randy Brown coming in for the Indians. Wayne Benson will sit down. Brown for Benson. One more coming for Jay Hamill. Jay's second one in the air, in the hoop. 66-42, 24-point lead. Brown brings it back for the Indians, moving right to left to Defiant. Defiant dribbles, double team, gets it back to Brown. Stolen away by Hamill. Hamill to Everlett, banks it up. Good. Everlett gets in the scoring parade. And it's 68-42. Only the final score in doubt. Here comes Defiant, out of traffic. Gets away from Everlett to Brown on the left. In the corner, Turner. Turner, jumper, around and out. Rebound, taps to the corner. Bazzaio gets it. To Defiant. Defiant moves to his right. Baseline right. Gives to Turner, whistle. Foul of the play. Foul on Mark Everlett. Foul on Everlett. First on Everlett. Now Hamill will come out. And Allen will come in for Saranac. Allen comes in. Dan Allen replacing Jay Hamill. 3:38 remaining in the ball game. 68-42. James in the corner to Bazzaio. Bazzaio holds. Outside Defiant. 25-footer Defiant. In and out. Tough break. Rebound. Allen loses it to Brown. Brown has been fouled. I think he got poked in the eye by Allen. He's holding his left eye. Allen just reached back to try to knock the ball away, and I think caught Randy Brown right in the eye. All right, coming in now, Madden is coming in, and number 25, I believe, is Hadley for Peru. So Hadley and Madden both come in for the Indians. Brown waits at the free throw line, 3.5 remaining in the ball game. Brown 1-1. He's got the first one, so that eye couldn't bother him too much. 68-43. Second one by Brown, also good. 68-44. Dan Allen to put it in play. Gets it to Mike Ryan. Mike will bring it to forecourt. Loops it for Butch. Now Butch can't hold on. Wanted to really do something with it before he had possession. It went out of his hands and out of bounds. All right, Brown and Defiant will bring it up the floor for the Indians. 3:24 remaining in the ball game. This is Brown to Hadley. Hadley, turnaround jumper blocked by Tom Ryan. Goes to Mike Ryan. Mike starts out of the pack. Looping fast for Tom Ryan, off his hands and out of bounds. And the ball goes back to the Indians. 68-44. Defiant breaks it back for Peru. Comes down the left side. Stops. Baseline left, knocked away by Bushnell, out of bounds. Back to Peru. Substitution, Botra comes in. Bazzaio will sit down now for the Indians. So it's Brown, Hadley, Madden, Defiant, and Botra for Peru. Defiant behind the back pass for Botra goes right out of bounds. And the ball goes back to Saranac. Substitution here for Saranac. Dan will come in, and Butchinaw will sit down. Dan is in. Butchinaw sits down as the substitutions start to make their appearance for both teams. Everlett hands the ball to Mike Ryan. Mike, less than 3 minutes remaining in the game. Goes to the left. Baseline left. Stops for Dan. Dan, turnaround jumper in. 70-44. Everlett will put it in play. Outside to Allen. Allen dribbles to his left, lets it go off the side of the backboard. Actually, it's behind the backboard. 3 seconds remain. Peru have the basketball. Defiant to Brown. Knocked out of bounds by Dan with 1 second left. Into Defiant, lets it go from their 25th straight ball game. They remain undefeated in the CBL. They've got themselves at least a tie for CBL honors as they defeat the Peru Indians tonight in Pickett's quarters, 74-48. 74-48. Is that right? Yeah, 74-48. And let's recap this period-by-period scoring. First, at the end of the first quarter, Saranac led 22-6. Peru came out, tried to use the stall. It didn't really work. The Chiefs went quickly out of that man-to-man out of their zone defense into a man-to-man defense. That bothered Peru. Saranac ran to a 22-6 lead at the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first half, they had lengthened that lead, 39-22, 17-point lead at the first half. After three quarters, they had lengthened it even more to 20 points, 56-36, and then they breezed through the fourth quarter and won it by a score of 74-48, a 26-point win for Saranac tonight. Saranac 74 and Peru 48. Looking at the scoring, first for the Peru Indians. Wayne Benson, 4 baskets for 8 points. Don James, fourth leading scorer in the CBL, came in averaging 16.4. Was held to just half of that tonight. 3 baskets, 2 foul shots for 8. Wendell Bazile, 3 baskets for 6. Clyde Brooks, 2 baskets for 4. Sylvester Turner, 3 baskets, 2 foul shots for 8. Kevin Defiant, 2 baskets for 4. Randy Brown, 2 free throws for 2. Tim Votra, 4 baskets for 8 points. So balanced scoring from Peru, but far from enough as they score 48 points. 6 out of 8 from the free throw line for Peru. So Benson, James, Turner, and Votra all had 8 points. Bazile had 6. Brooks had 4. Defiant had 4, and Randy Brown had 2. 6 out of 8 from the free throw line for Peru. For the Saranac Chiefs, Keith Riel, 3 baskets and a foul shot for 7. Jay Hamill, 4 foul shots for 4. He was 4 out of 4 from the line. Butch Butchinoff, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 baskets, 4 foul shots for 22. Tom Ryan, 4 baskets, but 7 out of 8 on the foul line for Tom Ryan for 15 points. Mike Ryan, 2, 4, 6, 8 baskets, 2 foul shots for 18. Mark Evelyn, 2 baskets, 2 foul shots for 6. And Bill Dan, a bucket for 2 points. Saranac, 18 out of 24 from the free throw line, led by Tom Ryan, 7 out of 8, and Jay Hamill, 4 out of 4. So Butchino led all scorers in the ball game. He got 22, Mike Ryan 18, and Tom Ryan 15, all figured in double figures as they usually do. Keith Riel 7, Mark Evelyn 6, Jay Hamill 4, and Bill Dan 2. The Saranac have garnered themselves at least a tie for the Southern Division of the CBL with this win tonight. They have won their 25th ball game in a row. That is the longest active winning streak in the state of New York. And they came into tonight's ball game rated 6th in the latest New York State Sports